Hey guys, it's Sam or Sammy Genius, and welcome to the first video in a new series, which I'll basically be doing challenge runs of various Pokemon games. Today we're going to be doing Can I Beat the Entire Game of Pokemon Platinum using a Shinx. Now before we get started, make sure to go ahead and hit that like button down below. Let's try to get 10 likes for today's video, and I'll probably be doing another one of these videos if we get 10 likes. So before we go over the rules, let's go ahead and take a look at Shinx itself. So if you look at Shinx's stats, obviously they're going to be pretty weak. It's one of the first Pokemon you'll meet in Pokemon Platinum, as it's on some of the earlier routes. It has a stat total of 263, with its highest stat being 65 in attack. Because of that 65 attack, we're going to be prioritizing physical moves instead of special moves. Taking a look at Shinx's level up moves, it doesn't get anything too crazy, but at level 33 it does get Crunch, which is going to be great because we have to have as much type coverage as possible. At level 29 it gets Thunderfang, and at level 41 it gets Discharge. Now looking at some of the TMs, we actually probably aren't going to be using any of these TMs just because it doesn't help us in our type coverage. Maybe we'll take a look at Iron Tail, perhaps we're going to be taking a look at something like a Charge Beam, but probably not. It also gets a ton of awesome breeding moves, but unfortunately we're not going to be doing that. We're going to be catching our Shinx. And also be going over some of the tutoring moves. So it does get a couple of tutoring moves. One of the best tutoring moves it's going to be getting is a Magnet Rise. That is going to be so helpful later on. So let's move on to some of the rules of the challenge. So we can only use the starter Pokemon up until we catch Shinx. Shinx will be the only Pokemon I use unless I'm forced into a double battle. I can only have other Pokemon in the party for HMs. I will avoid using items in battle, so that includes X items or healing items. Held items in Pokemon centers are going to be okay as much as we want. And this is not a Nuzlocke. That's really important. It's not a Nuzlocke. If Shinx faints, the run is not over. We can go ahead and heal up and go back and restart that trainer battle or wherever we died. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start the actual game. So of course I name myself Sammy G. I name my rival L. And obviously this is Gen 4, so we're going to have to change a little bit of the speed settings. So we progress through basically the beginning of the game until we get Shinx. We do a little bit of grinding. We have to hit level 8. And at this point we're pretty much clearing routes with ease. And so we go ahead and beat L for the first time with Shinx. We get Spark, which is a really essential physical electric move at level 13. And we also experience the first of many halted B-button evolutions. We learned Bite at level 16. It was kind of a hard choice on which move to forget, but honestly Charge was the least useful move. So we get to Rourke's gym. It's going to be one of the first two gyms that will give us a hard time type-wise. And we're going to go ahead and just go straight into it. We attempt Rourke at level 17, and I quickly figure out this is a bad idea, as I get absolutely destroyed by Rock Throw, and obviously you have no way to heal. So boom, we're dead. And I go ahead and try again at level 20, and I actually have some good luck until I get destroyed by just one singular headbutt by Cranidos. And then finally, we try again at level 21, and I realize I need a little bit of Flinch Hex Bite on the Cranidos to win, so I get it, and we get our first badge. Neither Shinx nor Piplup can learn Rock Smash, so I catch a Bidoof for that. This guy destroys the foundation of this entire video. We get through the route easily, and Team Galactic's Mars with relative ease. We easily progress through Eterna City with Cheryl. We learn Return via TM. That's a really helpful normal type move. We go straight into the gym after that, and we forget Spark for Thunderfang. Now we challenge Gardenia straight up, and we get absolutely destroyed at level 29, so I wouldn't have to need a grind. So we try the gym battle again at level 32, going on 33. We learn Crunch, lose the flinch power of Bite, but that's okay, but we do still lose the battle. So I try again at level 33, and I do end up winning this time. We make quick work of the base, we edge out Jupiter barely, we grab our bike, we get forced into taking a bunch of useless stuff like a Togepi egg and an underground kit and the XP share, obviously not helpful at all. And we quickly zoom through the cycling road, and we meet another trainer doing a Shinx only run. Then we get the VS Seeker and the Dowsing Machine from Dawn, which are actually useful items. We get invited to the contest hall, but sorry, never doing that. No point. We make quick work of the third gym thanks to Crunch. Drifloom's Aftermath did do a number on us, but we get through and destroy Fantina in 3 turns, getting us our third badge with ease. We beat L for the second time with Shinx. We learn Discharge and forget Leer. Now remember, I did say we are prioritizing physical moves, but Discharge is really useful for double battles, so we're going to go ahead and learn that. Now we clear the Celestia Ruins to get the HM for Defog, and we go ahead and make our way to Veilstone and go straight for the gym. Puzzle takes me a little bit longer than it should have, but we make it to Maylene. We lose on the first attempt, but we do come right back and get some lucky hacks and end up beating her on the second try. We make it to the 5th gym where this absolute idiot, the idiot rival, challenges us for the 3rd time, and we end up losing. We end up losing to him, and on the second try we do win, but this clown doesn't even heal us. So then we do go straight into the gym. This gym is actually probably one of the easiest gyms for us, just because we are obviously electric type and it's a water type gym. We do end up meeting a Whiskash through a gym trainer in this battle, and this Pokemon, dude, it ends up getting a magnitude 9, lucky magnitude 9, almost kills us, but we're fine. So yeah, this is actually one of the first ground type Pokemon we meet in this entire game, and yeah, they're gonna do a number on us later on, but we end up living. So we go straight to Crasher Wake, and we absolutely get our ass kicked. We run into another water ground type in Quagsire, and so we have to end up grinding. We're not gonna beat this. This is where the VS Seeker came in handy. We end up training on these random trainers. Anyways, we end up re-challenging these trainers, and this will basically be our new method of grinding. Now, one thing I was considering was the different EVs I'm going to be getting from these battles. Now, I could actually decide to be really particular about the EVs and decide to challenge trainers that'll only give me like attack EVs, maybe defense and HP EVs, but honestly I don't care. We're at such a high level that I don't think that that select EV training is actually going to be that helpful. And if you're ever wondering why any of my Pokemon not named Shinx ever get XP, it's usually because of double battles. I try to avoid them as much as possible, but a lot of them are unavoidable. So anyways, we do end up re-challenging the gym, and on the second try we end up winning, getting our Wake badge. So now we make our way through to Celestia Town. This is where we do the errand for Cynthia and get challenged by Cyrus for the first time. Here his team is pretty much a pushover, but obviously he's going to be more of a challenge later. Maybe. Actually, he probably won't be. So we get Surf from Cynthia's grandma, and that's going to allow us to make our way to Canalave City. And here in Canalave, we lose to our rival for the second time, and it's starting to get difficult, because we're facing full Evos now. And I didn't realize this when I first started the run, but here I realized that picking Piplup was literally the last choice I should have done. Because if we would have picked Chimchar, then our rival would have been so much easier, because he would have the Piplup, and then Shinx could just use electric type moves, and then boom, it's over. So I go to Veilstone and get some TMs, Thunder and Hyper Beam, just in case I want to use them later on. And we re-challenge L after having grinded a bit, and we do end up beating him the second try. And he tells us to go train over at Iron Island, but to be honest, that's going to sound like a terrible time because of the steel type resistance against return, and it's usually paired with the ground type, so it won't be affected by electric either, so we're not going there. And so we go to the steel type gym, and I am not having an easy time. Not at all. Like I just said, when steel gets paired with the ground, we pretty much can't do anything as a Shinx, because it's going to be immune to our electric type moves. It's going to take nothing from Crunch and nothing from return. So we are not ready at all for Byron. I mean, he's got a Steelix with Earthquake. I don't really have to say anything else about that. So we have some options here. The most ethical, I guess you could say, would be to grind for hours upon hours just to get to level 100, just to start one-shotting everything. And I almost decided to do that. But yeah, I won't do that though. It's going to take hours upon hours, like I said. So we could also use the Flash TM to get lucky, you know, keep save stating over and over again just until we beat him, but that's going to end up probably not working either, because he's going to keep healing, and Return and Crunch aren't doing enough damage by themselves to end up beating the Steelix. So I can do option 3, which is use a rare candy cheat. Yeah, I know, I'm a dirty cheater. I know some of you guys might hate this and think it's going to invalidate the run, but there is literally no way to get past the Steelix otherwise. Like I said, we're going to run out of PP before we end up beating the whole team, just because we have no options that are going to hit for super effective damage or even neutral damage. We also don't have access to the Magnerize tutor. That's a really important thing as well. So that's not an option. And with his full restores, like, it's just not going to work out. So at this point, our EVs are maxed out. So using rare candies isn't going to really, you know, mess anything up. So we're going to rare candy up to level 98. And at level 98, I am still having trouble with Byron. And that just shows you, like, I had to do this. So anyways, we do end up getting hacks. We have to get hacks and be level 98 to win. Like, come on, dude. So we get all that, and we end up beating him. So, you know, bittersweet because we had to cheat to do it, but whatever. And like I said, I know at this point some of you guys are going to invalidate the run. That's fine. We still have to see if it's possible to finish, you know what I mean? So we trudge through the snow to Snow Point City, and this is where a very important move tutor is located. Like I said, Magnet Rise tutor, Snow Point City. So this is going to be very useful for one of the Elite Four later on, but let's just forget about that for now. So we go straight to challenge the gym, and as expected, the hardest part of the gym was figuring out the snowball puzzle. I beat this game when I was 9 years old, and I'm pretty sure I probably had an easier time with the puzzle back then than I did now. So anyways, we go straight into the Candace battle. Easily beat her in 4 turns. That's what happens when you're an ice type gym leader, because ice is one of like the most frail types. The Piloswine actually did have Earthquake as well, but you know, it's so frail that we didn't even have to worry about it. And so now, fast forward all the way to Team Galactic base, we end up running house through that. We beat Cyrus, and we hit level 100 while doing so. From there on, it's on to Mount Coronet, and this is one of my least favorite parts of the game. Like, not the spear pillar stuff, but Mount Coronet, just because I used to get super duper confused in it when I was a kid. But anyways, we get the Spirit Pillar, story stuff happens, you've all played the game, I hope, and I don't really need to show everything for that. We enter the Distortion World, and by the way, Distortion World is really cool. Like, I really like the puzzles. I remember as a kid seeing like the 3D, like how you could walk on like the walls and seeing the perspective change. That was so cool when I was a kid, and it's still cool now. So we do fight Cyrus here now, and we beat him really, really easily. A lot of his Pokemon are either flying type, frail, or in the case of like the Crobat, they're both. So this is a pretty easy dub. And it's pretty much a breeze to the 8th gym. You know, I basically skipped all the trainers on the route to the 8th gym. But in front of the Vista Lighthouse, really important, we get the Zap Plate. That's going to boost our electric moves by 20%. Very, very helpful. At this point, we've been using the useless Soothe Bell, so we finally get a useful item for once. We clear the entire gym pretty easily and challenge Volkner for our 8th and final badge. We run through his team, and it all comes down to Shinx versus Luxray for the final badge. And we barely make it alive, but we do beat him on the first try, and now it's on to the Elite Four. I'm not going to show a victory road, just because once again, it's like nothing really exciting happened, so you know, no highlights there. And so we fight our rival for the very last time, and we get so lucky with the Hex. We needed the crit against the Torterra to avoid the EQ, because I don't have Magnet Rise yet. Flinch on the Snorlax also really helped, because the Snorlax could hit pretty hard as well. And now is Elite Four prep time. This is it, guys. We go to Veilstone City, and we get enough coins for the Hidden Power TM, as well as the Double Team TM. Those are going to come useful in later Elite Four, not yet. And I get so lucky. I don't think you understand. So lucky. Hidden Power Grass. Like, dude, that's the second best Hidden Power I could have gotten, to be honest. Ice, most useful. Grass, second most. And then probably Water, Fire would have been our 3rd and 4th most. But yeah, we get pretty lucky. And we get Magnet Rise from the move tutor in Snow Point, like I said. And we get the Dread Plate from the old Chateau. And I also have the Thunder TM in my bag just in case. But we're pretty much locked up. Dread Plate, if you didn't know, it's like the Zap Plate. It's going to boost our Dark type move Crunch 20%. And the Thunder TM is just in case Discharge isn't doing it later on. So the first of the Elite Four is Aaron, the Bug type trainer. He's got this really, really nice decorated room. Like this really nice Elite Four room. And he just gets absolutely bodied. Got the nice room for nothing. We body him. So we move on to Bertha. This is what I've been planning this whole run around. I've been planning this run around Bertha. Magnet Rise was for Bertha. Hidden Power. We got lucky, I didn't plan that, but you know, Hidden Powers for Bertha. And actually, like, Magnet Rise doesn't even come in useful until Gliscor, because the other 4 Pokemon just really didn't do anything to me. So we do Magnet Rise on the Gliscor, and it saves the run pretty much, because if not, Earthquake, it's gonna kill me, and we don't have an answer to Gliscor, not with the full restores that the Elite Four are gonna keep on using, you know? So yeah, we beat Bertha, and I was actually super hyped. I was super hyped, because like I said, for the 15th time now, I planned this around Bertha, and I thought that this was going to be the end of the run. Like, even with Magnet Rise, I thought there's going to be some dumb stuff to happen, but it's not the end of the run. It's not. So we move on to Flint, the 3rd Elite Four member, and I needed so many things in this battle to go right. Like, I thought Bertha was going to be like the hard part. Flint. we did so many things go right in this battle. Because I cannot get hit by Infernape's Earthquake, and I cannot get hit by any Sunny Day boosted fire move. I can't get hit by any of them, because they're going to do over half, maybe even one-shot me. Whew, and we get so lucky with this Magmortar. Instead of Hyper Beaming me or Flamethrowing me, it goes for a 2-turn Solar Beam, so it's not even like the Sunny Day Solar Beam. So okay, like okay, Magmortar. So yeah, we beat Flint because of that dumb choice. And fourth and final Elite Four. Let's go, it's Lucian. So we just basically crunch our way through. Lucian is going to be probably the second easiest Elite Four after Aaron, to be honest. So we crunch our way through. Bronzong does have the Earthquake, so I have Magnet Rise, and it ends up not even using it against us. So whatever, calm mind up, whatever you want. So we crunch, boom, Lucian is done. So now between the battle between Lucian and Cynthia, this is really important, I get rid of Hidden Power and I get rid of Magnet Rise. I just don't have a use for Hidden Power really, because it's not ice, it's not going to be useful against the Garchomp and the Togekiss we have Electric Force, so we don't need Hidden Power at all. Magnet Rise also we don't need, because Double Team is going to be a better option, because although Magnet Rise would be helpful against the Dragonite, not the Dragonite, the, what's it called, Garchomp? It's going to hit us hard in other ways other than the ground type moves, and Double Team is going to be useful against other Pokemon that Cynthia has, so we're just going to use Double Team instead. And then Thunder hits so hard, and so regardless of all this stuff, unfortunately guys, this is where the run is going to end. Because I don't have the HP Ice, fight is just too much. Double Team, okay here, Double Team could possibly work if I say Scum like 500 times, but also it can't work. You wanna know why? Because Lucario's Aura Sphere, as well as Togekiss's Aura Sphere, they always hit. Remember, Aura Sphere always hits, and they will always do over half to me. I can't beat the team like that. I just can't. So the ideal Shinx would have HP Ice for the Rosewaite and the Garchomp, strong electric move, Discharge or Thunder, whatever, for Togekiss and Milotic, and I guess that would cover the Lucario as well, and Crunch for Spiritomb, just because Spiritomb resists everything, so Crunch is pretty reliable. And then Double Team so the Garchomp doesn't one-shot you with Earthquake. Still, even with that, I think Lucario and Togekiss would still probably kill me, unless I have some weird speed creeping EVs and really good IVs. So I am not going to continue the run here by healing. I guess I could have beat Cynthia by healing, but hey man, it is what it is. We might as well just keep the rules of the run all the way to the end. But for the most part, I'm going to go ahead and deem this run possible, not probable. You can beat this game with Shinx. It's just going to be super duper specific as to what type of Shinx, what nature, EVs, IVs, all that. It's possible. I just didn't do it. So if you guys have any other options, suggestions for Shinx, please go ahead and leave it down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, please guys, like the video. Like the video. If I get 10 likes, I'll put another one of these videos out ASAP. Please. And subscribe for more, because we have 38 subscribers. I'm hoping to get to 100 by the end of 2020. That would be pretty cool. So please subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And that is it. That's all I got for you guys. So I'll see you guys in the next one.